What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. A little while ago, I did a video looking at the rarest Toyotas ever made, and I want to do this again, but now looking at Nissan. Much like Toyota, Nissan's made a lot of kind of plain Jane cars you see every single day, but also they've made so many cool and truly incredible cars throughout history, and I want to take a look at them. So before we get into the video, I want to say there's a lot more people who watch the videos who are unsubscribed than subscribed, so if you're here and you like what you're seeing, stick around. Alright, at 197 cars, we're starting off with the 1973 Nissan GTR. The 73's GTR is pretty cool, and through video games I have a bit of nostalgia towards it. It was the first Skyline to have more of a fastback design, which I thought looked really cool. I also thought it looked really kind of similar to some of the American cars at that time. It used the same drivetrain as the 69 GTR, being the 2-liter 6-cylinder making 160 horsepower with a 5-speed manual. The 73 Skyline was also the last Skyline to have a GTR badge on it till 1989, so it's truly a special car. And if you want one of these at this point, it's going to cost you just about $250,000. In fourth place at 188 cars, the Nissan Skyline R33 GTR LM.
Pumped that these two are both here.
So this was a factory homologation car that was made for the R33 Skyline GTR that was being used in Le Mans. And what you got was a wide-body Skyline that was lower, it had this kind of cool appearance package to it, but it was also rear-wheel drive. So it goes into this kind of very short list of one of the only GTRs to be sold from factory with rear-wheel drive. So it's kind of really cool. The thing I never understood about this car was it got the wide body, it was rear-wheel drive, which is very cool, but they didn't do anything to the engine. It still made a factory about 300 horsepower. So it wasn't slow, but also it wasn't a rocket ship. Regardless, it's still super cool, and it's going to cost you almost $2 million if you can even find one. In third place with a production run being between 17 to 23 cars, the Nissan Juke GTR. So this is absolutely the silliest car in the list. At its core, it's a Nissan Juke, but it's made longer to fit the whole Nissan GTR drivetrain in it. Also, it has a Nissan GTR drivetrain in it. So when it first came out, it was all-wheel drive and it made about 480 horsepower, I think. But they were eventually upgraded to 540 horsepower as the GTR changed. And these things are so silly. Like, they're super fast, but they're so silly because the whole idea of spending like $500,000, or I think they've been actually like $700,000 on a Nissan Juke that's lowered and wide body and generally really fast, but also like $700,000 on a Nissan Juke is absolutely hilarious to me. But there's a handful of people in the world who really wanted this and they got it, so good on them. In second place at 20 cars, the Nissan GTR 50 by Italdesign. Now, when this car was first shown off, I heard a pile of people say, "It's the R36!" But that's just what happens when you do no research into what you're posting. We're not getting the R36 until we get a new Tool album and Grand Theft Auto 6. Anyway, GTR 50. It was made by Italdesign. It's based off a Nissan GTR Nismo, so it's already making like 600 horsepower, handles great, but it looks phenomenal, completely different. It was made as a partnership because both Italdesign and Nissan were celebrating 50th anniversaries for Italdesign and the GTR badge, so it's kind of a collaboration of those two. And I think this thing looks stunning. I've always been a little bit iffy on the rear window, but the rest of the car is just gorgeous. But again, there's only 20 of them, they cost $1 million, and I assume nobody's actually driving these around. Before we get to number one, I want to say an honorable mention to the Nissan 350Z Nismo S-Line. So the Nismo S-Line was made to celebrate Nissan's win in the 2004 series of Japanese GT500 racing. And with that, they made the S-Line. The S-Line had an appearance package, The racing stripes they were using on the race car, it had 19-inch wheels that were special to that car, some handling upgrades, and for the most part that was kind of it. Now I'm using this as an honorable mention because I generally can't find a solid number towards how many were made. The best info I can get was they made 20 per month between 2004 and 2005. So I can say they made about 240-ish, but I can't make a solid number, so I don't know. Regardless, I think this thing's super cool and I wanted to add it to this list. And in first place, with one car in existence, the Nissan R390 road car. The R390 was Nissan's homologation car to get the R390 into racing.
So this is the road-going variant that was created as a homologation special for the 97 and 98 Le Mans races, so that this GT could qualify and run in the GT1 class.
Now the R390 is super cool. One of the things with it is it actually shares a chassis with the Jaguar XJR 15 race car, which it would have actually been racing against at that time. And it used a 550 horsepower twin-turbo 3.5 liter V8 in it. And much like the Lamborghini Diablo, the Vector SVR8, and the Nissan 300ZX, it's using Nissan 300ZX headlights. What a shock, right? I would say the price on this car, but you are never ever going to find it for sale, so it doesn't matter. So that's 5 of the rarest Nissans ever made. I try not to make it completely Skyline dominated, but I want to know, is there any I missed, and what is your favorite one? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.